Hello, everybody, and welcome to this evening's episode of The Explorers of Efera. My name is Joe. Welcome to Roll with Advantage. It's been a minute.
How
Bless
dare you?
It has been a minute.
Oh, I thought I was muted. I should have been muted.
No, not at all. We all heard that.
It was a beautiful sneeze. And boy, am I excited to dive into tonight's episode. So I think without any further delay or ado, I think that we should just go ahead and roll the intro and then get started. Let's go. And we are back. So let's go ahead and dive in. Last we had left off, many moons ago, our group of adventurers, the Wardens of Efera, had found themselves traveling from the far northern reaches of Efera to the center of the world of Illica, the Gemstone Archipelago. Finding themselves in this faraway land, they find out several things. For one, that this is the location of the feather belonging to Morganix's patron, or belonging to Morganix's angelic guide. It's been a minute. Belonging to Morganix's once angelic guide, having fallen from his divinity due to Morganix's current warlock patron. That's where I was going with that. So, knowing that his feather is there, also knowing that Cyrus's mother is there, his true birth mom, existing within the Gemstone Archipelago. And then finally, that a man who has caused quite a bit of pain for Cyrus and the party, and the people of Efera, a Duradine Dupree. All of you from the Emerald Bank were sent here by the merchants faction of the Gemstone Archipelago, sent to eliminate said Duradine Dupree in whatever way you deemed necessary. A hard man to get to and a hard man to kill, as it shows, but hopefully all of you hope that you'll be able to make short work of him, but we'll just have to see what happens. So, picking up right where we left off, all of you had just finally made your way into Port Sahala. The magnificent cluster of islands clumped together. You can see different bridges connecting each one of them. You can see every once in a while on maybe every other island these tall stone towers sticking up 40, 50, 60 feet up into the air with these perches on top. Seems for some type of creature to land on. You can also see different docks on every single island of this interconnected city. Connected together, you can see different people going from one building to another or one island to another via a bridge or via a ship. Or you can even see from where you're at approaching underneath this giant silver statue of a man, of a warrior. You can see that there are even small specks of black in the sky. Perhaps people on flying creatures, as you start to see them come somewhat into sight as they land on those perches, on those tall towers, flying in between the island cities. You can see the sails as you're all standing out on the railing begin to come to half and then a quarter mast to slow their enter into the city. That way the docking process is able to be completed in a way that causes no harm to anybody. But as you slow your entry into the city, waiting for the right moment to dock and to do the necessary steps there, you can see that Sven makes his way towards all of you and approaches. Let's go ahead and get him. Here we go. Boom. So, Sven, an old companion and very, 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 very good friend of Varnast, approaches the group of you as you're standing out near the mast, just looking at the magnificent, opulent, sprawled out archipelago city of Port Sahala sits in front of you. And as Sven approaches, he begins to speak to all of you. And he says, well, as I understand it, with your writs, you'll be heading in to the inner parts of the city. Now, do you have any plans on to what you might do first, getting in there? Just if I can offer any advice or information, I'd be more than happy to do so.
I don't think anything's been written in stone, but I do believe it'd be prudent for us to find our place of residence while we're here, Zhifang's estate. After that, I do believe that finding your mother takes priority, and looks over at Cyrus when he says that.
Sure, yes. Let's do that.
Very well. I can at least escort you to Zhifang's estate. So that way you, at least, don't have to guess as to which one it is.
Appreciated, thank you.
Of course. Well, I guess we should be docking soon then. So from there to Cyrus's mother. Very well.
I mean, we don't have to rush to do that. It's just all a bit strange, isn't it? Yes? No?
Are you feeling nervous?
Me? No. Never. When am I nervous?
Well, I'm sure you're excited to be reunited with her.
Someone I heard I have no memory of, yes.
Oh. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I know you meant nothing by it, but little strange, I'd say.
Cyrus,
Of
do you
course.
want to tell her who you are?
No, not immediately.
Okay.
It might make it harder to see her, but if that's your wish, I'll respect that.
I mean, honestly, I kind of just wanted to, at least, see this apparent grandiose place that all these people come from, and see, what's happening there, and then we'll see what's happening.
Okay. We have a little time. We can ease into it.
I trust me, I made a head start on that already this morning. And he's just downing his hip flask.
Not at all what I meant, but of course.
Oh, I thought that's exactly what you meant when you were talking to Cyrus of all people.
Somehow I wasn't. I guess I'm a slow learner than I thought.
About how long until we reach the docks?
Well, it should only be 10 or 15 more minutes. In the meantime, Vera and I will handle the docking fees and anything associated with that. And if all of you want to wait behind on the ship, it should only take another 15-20 minutes, and then we'll be able to head into the city.
Perfect. Thank you again.
He smiles and just continues to look out over the railing into the city in front of all of you.
Does it seem like any, like, are we just, like, one of many ships pulling up, or?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, because you guys are just coming from the northern entrance. So you can see that coming from the northern entrance, there are, 7 or 8 other ships that are right next to you in this current time, and 5 or 6 leaving at this current moment.
So we're in line at the Suez Canal, is what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
Aha.
Yeah.
Sorry, too soon. I know.
That's perfect.
So, yeah, you're just kind of waiting your turn right now, and just watching as other ships go in and dock, and then are pointed to where they need to go. But you make your way in,
I'm not gonna wait.
and eventually you do end up getting docked, and you can see Sven and Captain Vera. They make their way towards the dock, and there's a conversation that happens between them and what looks to be the shipyard captain here, at least in this specific island. And hey, nice, thanks Jazz for the resub. And you make your way. Well, eventually you see the conversation does take a little bit. They point back to you and point back to the ship every once in a while. Come back. Vera gives all of you a smile as she passes by and heads back into her captain's quarters. And Sven looks and smiles and says, "Well, everything is situated now. I will tell you when we get to the central 3 islands, you will need to present the writs, and we'll say that the process is it's fine, but they take security and privacy very, very, very seriously in those inner 3 islands. But in terms of how you want to get
Question, Joe.
Yeah.
Do we know where his mother's house is located, like, exactly?
I think Jinx does.
Oh, okay, that's right. That makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she
Okay.
was spying or collecting intel.
Keeping an eye on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's where her house is located, in the inner 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
So, with that, you can see that Sven, he is definitely ready for you to head out at that point, and he says, "So, there are 3 different ways that we can get there. Well, 4 if you're feeling adventurous. For one, we could walk via the bridges. It's a beautiful day outside, so shouldn't need to worry about anything related to weather. Or if you'd like to get out of the sun, we could take the interconnected tunnel systems underneath the city. Or if you'd like a more scenic route, we could take the canals. There are small gondolas that can take you from island to island. Or, my personal favorite, if you're feeling adventurous, do you see those up there?" As he points up to the creatures that are flying between the towers.
Oh my god.
"If you'd prefer, we could fly."
Nope.
Give me.
On those?
Yes, I know they look small from here, but they can fit 10 to 12 people on them.
Nope.
I'm totally down for that.
What are
Nope.
they?
They're incredibly safe.
What
Nope.
are they?
They look very interesting. Can we go that way?
Cyrus, I
Nope.
could hold your hand if you would like, but I think this would be a lot of fun.
What are they?
We never get to have fun.
They are a special breed of pterodactyls, bred by the natives themselves. They would use them, initially, they would use them in attack patterns where you would have natives fly above ships and sort of parachute off onto them, these small companies, to do some fairly brutal things to those ships. But now they're used as a tourist attraction. They're incredibly safe, as Varnes said, and quite fun.
Alec just takes Cyrus's hand. I think this is a
Please.
really good idea. I will not let you fall.
When do we ever get to have this opportunity again?
Yes, sure. I have a say in this. Okay.
You're drinking
This is-
anyway,
this-
come on.
I never
Well,
have a say. This is special.
on that front, and he just downs the rest of his hit plus. Yeah. Fuck it. Fine.
Alec pats him on the back. Very aggressively.
And
Is there like a docking station for these? A stable that we go to go on a pony ride?
you gotta go to the towers. But
Okay.
as you're getting ready to leave the ship, you can see that Jinx has collected all of her things, and she says, not hearing the conversation beforehand, she says, "So, either we, I presume we are walking then?"
Varna just points up.
You can see her chin slowly tilt up. Okay.
I love this character so much.
And she, as well as Cyrus,
Just links arms with her and grins.
Cyrus, you have a kindred spirit in this endeavor right now.
Cats land on her feet. What's her problem?
You see her reach into her little sash and pull out a little rolled piece of. I was gonna try and make a catnip joke, but I just couldn't.
Couldn't bring yourself to do it.
I couldn't do it.
Funny.
I couldn't do it. So,
You can get her that good after.
Hey. I'm here for.
So, with that, all of you begin to head into the city and towards the closest tower. Now, the immediate thing that happens is this sort of overwhelming, just bombardment of voices and people. Just as soon as you get in there, it is just people everywhere. Talking, yelling back and forth, very, very similar to New Verdalca when you first arrived, that sort of shock. But at that point, anytime you were in New Efera or New Verdalca and you were near those markets, you had become used to it. And this is an entirely different thing, as these market stalls that are here are, even sometimes if you're walking by the water, they are market stalls on gondolas that are going around the people that are walking near the water trying to sell them things, people throwing money back and forth and goods back and forth, shouting about the different animals that you can buy, or the meats or vegetables or the different stews. And honestly, one of the first things that catches your eye, Cyrus, you would be probably, well, Cyrus and Morganix, just being from that part of the world, you would see something that is very odd, as you can see a man of deep brownish orange complexion standing over a grill, grilling and spicing meats, and you can see another man a little bit more tanned, but definitely a base of like porcelain white skin, a very thin trimmed mustache, similar to in fashion as Cyrus, very Tarkirian in clothing. And you can see him baking bread in this huge brick oven. And you can see the meats have just been sitting and roasting for so long, and the spices that are there, they are absolutely intoxicating. And that's sort of the main thing that catches your eye, just because you have a little bit of familiarity with it, where both of you can recognize this as very, very light and fluffy. Tarkirian, it's not like normal bread. It's more of like buns almost, where they are like rolls, and they're very light, very fluffy. And what you can see happen is the dark complexion man, they're shouting back and forth in what sounds like common, as the dark-skinned man just says, are you ready with the new rolls? And the Tarkirian says, oh, yes, I'm ready. Did you make the sauce? Is the sauce done? The sausage has been cooking. Do not worry. Do not worry. As they're going back and forth, you can see people sort of standing there and watching them as they're going back and forth. And eventually, you can see that he takes the rolls out of the oven, chops them up into about 9 different, what look to be almost buns. And then the Odaran man takes one of this large skewer, sticks it through this large shank of meat, and takes 2 forks and just begins to peel and pull away at this meat that is on the grill, and then begin to slide it onto these rolls, and then takes a small ladle from this the sauce pot and just begins to pour it over these pulled pork sandwiches.
I fucking hate you.
And
Wow. How do you feel
Dude,
about that?
That's mean.
you can just see the delicious mesquite barbecue. the Odaran barbecue flavors wafting over towards you, along with the sweet, light, fluffy rolls.
Are you hungry? Because you spent a lot of time on this.
Bakers? It's part of the city, man. There's lots. This is just one little microcosm of culture coming together in a beautiful way. Because if these 2 people weren't next to each other, pulled pork sandwiches never would have been invented in Illica, and now they exist with a combination of of Tarkirian cuisine and Odaran cuisine. So you can see that as they finish up about 12 and then 12 and then just finishing more and more sandwiches, they are just selling like hotcakes. Very, very, very hot off the presses. People going by, grabbing them, and just eating them as they walk. Very, very good moving food to eat while you walk. So you can see the Tarkirian man, as soon as he serves it up and puts the rolls back on top, he says, that is 12 more, that is 12 more, 1 silver apiece, 1 silver, 1 silver? Oh, yes, and 1 silver. And sort of folds them up in a napkin, hands them off, and just goes back to baking the bread. So,
Cyrus will walk over and say, well, I'm fucking starving, I don't know about you.
yes, 1 silver, 1 silver, 1 silver for a sandwich. How many would you like?
Cyrus looks back at them and goes, 1.
Very well. 1 indeed, and here you are, as he folds it up in the napkin. Enjoy. Bon appetit.
Sahala is also gonna get one.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, there we go. All it takes, the dominoes begin to fall, right? And you can see the Odaran man is like, Jacques, you need to get back to cooking. I will be back to cooking in just a second. They're buying sandwiches. Here you are, here you are, here you are. Any more?
I'm
Any
gonna
more?
get one for Vera too. One for me and one for Vera.
Okay. Yes, and there you go. Any more?
No, I'm not sure what you've done to it.
Alec,
Give him another silver and
Alec,
get one for Alec.
get one, trust me.
Try it. You'll love it. It's safe, I promise.
I will try this. And she's like pulling the bread apart and sniffing it.
The
I
bread
will
is good.
just
You are
take.
bite. Bite.
I will take a big bite of mine and show her how it's done.
Yeah. And she'll take a bite. She'll figure it out. She's never seen string meat before. Like, how is it, Joe? Is it good?
Oh, I mean, it's delicious. Even for somebody who likes their, oh yeah, it's definitely pulled pork on a brioche, yeah. It is light, it is fluffy, the bread is sweet, but the sauce is tangy, and the meat is incredibly tender and perfectly seasoned. It's a little spicy, but the sweetness, all of it together, it's like that moment in Ratatouille when Remy eats a piece of cheese and a strawberry at the same time, and it's like the notes combine. It's wonderful.
Joe, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm actually really full right now. Yeah, we actually just ate lunch before this, so I'm really full right now. I just like food,
Yeah,
man.
if that's the case, like Alec will like nod and she'll just say, "I did not know meat could taste this way."
And you can.
And she will continue to eat the rest of it.
The Odaran man is like, oh, would you like to buy some spices? I sell the spices I use for the meat.
Alec doesn't understand salesman. Sure. I think I would like to buy them.
Yes, 1 mason jar, 1 gold piece. There's enough there for 7 or 8 shanks of pork.
Alec will hand him one after staring into her coin purse for a very long time.
All right, there you go. It is yours. you know,
I now have spices.
you now
Hell
have 1 jar of Odarin spices.
Hey, okay.
You're gonna have to kill us another pig soon.
Hey, I got you.
See how it goes with a cow, maybe.
Ooh, or a dinosaur.
Oh,
Ooh.
absolutely. That would be the accomplishment. That's on Alec's bucket list right there.
Eat a motherfucking dinosaur. Like they say,
Yeah.
they're feathered. Why not?
I think before this, Alec would have been like looking around, like he said, like trying not to bump into people and just feeling very overwhelmed. But now that she's had a taste of the food, she's like kind of more wide-eyed, taking everything in a little bit more comfortable, just munching on her sandwich.
Okay, just
Oh yeah.
and it's exactly how a pulled pork sandwiches work when they put the barbecue sauce on top as opposed to mixing it in with the pork, where after about 4 bites it just begins to drip out the other end.
Yes,
Luckily-
Joe. Thank you.
Luckily there were napkins, so
God.
it catches a little bit, but you know, every once in a while you get a little drop on your shoe and that's a little annoying, but what can you do? Your shoes
I
have had
can-
blood on them just 12 hours
Yeah.
ago, so.
I can prestidigitate everyone's hands and faces after. It's fine.
Oh, God. Modern
I
day
need
uses
that
of
cantrip in
prestidigitation.
real life.
I know. Okay, so,
This is just gonna be our food episode. Where's the baking tent?
oh, I'm not finished yet. So as all of you move away from the Odarin Tarkirian, the Odarin Tarkirian pulled pork stand at the country fair, you can see that it seems like this entire alleyway that you're traveling down is really just combinations of different areas of the world and all meeting together in one place to create these different unique approaches to food and drinks, especially. Where you can see that there is, it is very, very hot here. It's probably, oh man, see, this is what happens when I don't play D&D for a while. I forget to pull up my F to C conversion chart here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's about 97 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh,
outside
sweet
right now.
Jesus.
So it's about 36 degrees Celsius. It's hot. And so as you're moving through, you can definitely feel the sweat begin to form on your brow, especially after eating those hot sandwiches. You're like, man, I could really use something cool right now.
Check for ice cream.
Oh, but you can see that there is this, what looks to be Cartesian man, not as dark skinned as the Odero, but lighter, definitely more tan, bronze colored, working with what looks to be a woman with a skin tone that is very olive colored. And the two of them working together, you can see that one is definitely a wizard of some kind, pulling out like clumps of water using the shape water cantrip and then turning them to ice. Except before she turns them to ice, the man is mixing in different flavors, different what look to be syrups. As they are mixing it together, some of them are yellow, some of them are red, blue, green, and eventually freezes them, and you can see the man take out 2 large knives and just begin to shave off the top as he begins to sing Piragua. Piragua.
I cannot handle.
I'm having a good time. Are you guys having a good time? I'm
Always.
having so much fun right now. So you can see that the shaved ice is what they're selling. So you can see that they shave the ice and there are these small pieces of parchment that are a little thicker that are wrapped into a cone shape. Oh man. And just shouting out 5 copper pieces, 5 copper pieces. Shaved ice, shaved ice.
I will literally buy one for everybody.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so...
Jinx, Vera, Sven, whole 9 yards.
Yeah, everybody is getting it. They're all eating theirs. And Vera, as she, like, is just finishing up her pulled pork, she's like, oh, no, there's no way that I could. Shaved ice, you say? Okay. Need some shaved ice. You can see that Jinx she's just walking around and like gets the shaved ice. She just does that like cat thing where she just like, it's just like attacking it with her tongue. Not like licking it, but just like just doing little limbs on it. Sven is a savage. He takes bites out of shaved ice. Just.
Please tell me our cat gets a freaking brain freeze and does the cat freeze face.
I feel like Alec would also be the savage and just take bites out of it, not understanding.
Alec, make a Constitution saving throw.
Has Alec ever had a brain freeze before?
I don't think so.
Probably about to.
Look, you're good at con saves. Let's get that low roll out of the way right now.
One.
Please. Alec gets a brain freeze and goes into a rage. Alec, you start to eat it, and just luckily it wasn't low enough that you think that somebody's attacking you. Your brain, you feel pain near your temples, and it's cold.
I hurt, but I also am enjoying what I am eating. I do not understand.
It happens when you go too fast. Just stick your tongue to the roof of your mouth and wait for it to pass.
Oh, dear Lord, Morganic's phrasing.
Okay, I will do what you say.
Eldritch Blast.
I
just give Cyrus a dirty look.
Oh, man. You can see that, Cyrus, you definitely made Jinx and Vera crack up with that. They thought it was very funny.
Oh, her face is just scarlet red.
Alrighty. So you all, a quick character question. What flavor shaved ice does everyone get? So they got blue raspberry.
Oh.
They got lemonade.
Is there a lime?
There's lime, yeah.
Oh, sorry, so we got lime.
There's watermelon. There's
sign me up for watermelon.
There's Berry Blast. There's Incredible Hulk. There's
I'll take
Strawberry banana.
There's strawberry banana. Yeah, there's all of them. This guy's just flinging his I was gonna say juices everywhere, but that's not it. Flinging his syrups everywhere, just mastered and shaving the ice. What an unhinged episode of Efera. Oh, I love it though. This is so much fun. I'm having fun.
Is this what happens after a couple of weeks? We just like the game just turns into like an Eric Andre version of D&D.
Yes.
Listen,
checks out.
You guys are in a new place. You gotta see how crazy it is. Because
when we climb on these things, we're all gonna say "bird up."
Oh man.
Lizzo is guest playing tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Lizzo is the bird.
Oh God.
For those of you that haven't watched the Eric Andre show, that probably sounded like an insult, but that's not. I promise. Okay. So you all then make your way from the shaved iced piragua stand. And you begin to make your way further and further into the city until eventually at this point, you do make your way to the tower. And you can see that you do have to go up several, So as you're making your way there, you do get right outside, but you can see that there is what looks to be a setup right outside is a fortune teller of some kind. You can see that it is what looks to be maybe a calico tabaxi, one green eye, one blue eye, sitting in front of a crystal ball. They have what looks to be a very, very large piece of cloth wrapped around their head, almost in like a turban style. Very loose, flowy clothes that are very ornate and beautiful. As they just sit there, their eyes open up in the sky, just humming, "Oh my, oh yeah, oh." And as you pass, is "Wait, travelers from a far-off land. May I entreat your eyes for a moment?"
Yes.
Oh no.
"My good man. No, it may not look as such, but I am a wealthy man. Very wealthy. Very wealthy. But sadly, My kingdom has been stolen from me.
Well, why don't you just take it back?
That is a very good question, and exactly what I'm trying to do. You see, I am a very wealthy king from a far-off land, farther than anyone has ever traveled to or seen before. And
He's trying
you
to make his money back, Alec.
could help me win my kingdom back. If you
Can
give
Sahala
me...
try to drag her away because this seems like really sketchy?
Nah, she's planted. She's intrigued.
If
Oh
you give me
God.
200 gold pieces,
God damn
I
it.
will give you 2 million platinum back.
No.
After a short
No.
period of time,
No.
as I can
No.
afford a ship to get back to my kingdom,
No.
reunite with my people, pull them under my banners, and we can take back my kingdom. But I just
You're
need
just out of luck.
250 gold. That is all I need. And I will quadruple, double, triple, so many multiply times your initial investment. All I need is a small smidgen of money from you now.
I'm grabbing one of
No.
Alec's arms and
I grabbed
gesturing
the other.
Master Sahala.
Yeah, I got the other. Don't worry, I got you. We're gonna drag your ass away from him.
No, but my kingdom,
Will
my
allow her to
people
be
need me.
trapped. Her mouth was just kind of like hanging open, and you could just like that X-Files meme of like the numbers, and she's trying to figure it out. She doesn't understand. So she's gone. She'll be dragged off.
Alex, like, if I give 250 gold and get back 2 million platinum, that's like 3 times my investment.
And you can see that after you get maybe like right into the doorway, into the tower, the screaming just stops. It just stops. No longer interested. Okay.
Yeah, this place is fucking wild.
Just you.
to think we're at the front door.
So,
Man.
with that, you can feel the noises recede behind you as you eventually make your way into the marbled tower that sits in front of you. You make your way in through the main doorway, and you can see that while there are stairs going up the side in a intertwining fashion to head up to the top, you can see that there's a hole in the ceiling that is beaming down light into the center in a pool. And you can see right in front of that pool of light, there is a small wooden mahogany desk, and behind it sits a very proper gnome woman. Deep tan skin. You can see that she has different gems that look to be pressed into her, along her brow ridgeline, and her hair braided into a very, very large loose braid that comes down around her head and looks to go on down past her waist. And like I said, those very large loose braids. As you enter, she greets you with a smile and says, "Well, hello. Are you all looking to travel to a different tower in the city through the flying network?"
Yes.
Good. You are in the right place then. So, if you are to travel via the network, there are a few things that you must know of before I let you ascend the tower and mount the primordial beast that will be taking you to whichever tower you would like. First, the Gemstone Archipelago and the natives that exist within the embassy take no responsibility for any harm or injury that comes upon you during your flight or during transportation from one tower to another. Does that make sense?
Completely.
Good. Also know that the natives of the Gemstone Archipelago that exist within the embassy will not give any refunds or help find any missing items that have flown out of any pockets, bags, or purses during your travels on the flying primordial beast. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good.
No.
Alec nods.
And then, finally, you also know that in order to take your travel from one tower to the other, per tower traveled, there will be a 50 gold cost.
Oh.
Per person or the party?
For the party.
Oh, thank God.
Do you
how
understand
many
all of these things?
Yeah.
How many of us are there? I need to do math.
9?
Yeah. Jinx, Sven, and Vera are the 3 NPCs.
What about
Dogger's
Galadar?
Oh, and
Oh, yeah,
Galadar.
Galadar.
Oh, so there's 9, yeah.
I was right. Okay.
Yeah, I can just hold on to Douglas. We can share a seat.
Oh, so many NPCs.
Here's
Oh.
my carry-on.
Okay.
Are they okay with that?
Yeah, it's just that if Doggelin flies off, they're not going to take any responsibility.
Fair.
Yeah.
I'll make sure he's not going. I am the ultimate seatbelt. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, no. You're good.
Have you seen my arms?
Everyone put in 5 gold. I'll put in 10.
Well, that
Works for
doesn't seem
me.
fair to you.
No, I don't like doing the math to make it fair, though. So, shall we?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
I will hand Varnes 5 gold after a little bit of counting.
To
I
5.
will as well.
Okay. You can see that as you were addressing the group, Sven and Jinx and Vera reach in and then see, and they do the math, and then they just slowly reach away. Galadar has no concept of money, so he does not reach for anything. I mean,
Alec
Oh.
will take Cyrus by the hand and just give him a big old smile.
I guess I'm putting in another 5 gold for Galadar.
no, it was
Okay.
only 50 gold, so 4 5s from the party and then 10 from Varnas. That's
Okay.
That's 30, friend.
Yeah, I'm putting in another 5 for Galadar.
okay.
Oh, I can give another 5 too. It's all good.
No, I was like, what do you mean they're not contributing?
That was my bad. Yeah, they do.
I was like, what the hell?
Sorry, I'm bad at math.
Fine, I'll just pay for everyone.
This is what happens when you
Better
go digital
use
and
the
stop using the shiny click clacks.
Oh man.
Better Varnes than Zayla. She's a little too selfish for that.
Okay. So
Do they have like
Seat belts?
well,
How does
we're
this work?
getting there. We're getting there.
Okay.
So with that, you pay, and then she says, "All right. The last thing I will need is," and you can see her pull out pretty much what's a clipboard and an ink and quill, and she says, "I'm going to need each one of you to sign that form right there, saying that you understand all of the things that I had said before."
Barnas just signs it.
So does Morganax.
Cyrus signs the word. Cyrus writes the word help.
Yeah.
Sir, is your name Help?
Yes.
Very well.
Alec is going to take it, and it's gonna say Alec, but it's not gonna look good.
Okay.
She's probably missing a few letters. She doesn't write common very well.
Yeah. Okay. And then Jinx and Sven and Vera and Galadar do the same. And with that, she says, "Very well. You may now step behind me and stand on the pool of light."
We will
Barnas
step in.
using. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sven, like
Mhm.
Sven and Jinx and Vera, all like it's nothing. Step on. And you can see that she doesn't turn to face you, but once all of you are securely on the platform, the floor underneath you just begins to spin slowly and begins to rise. Just floating up to the top, matching the hole that is missing in the ceiling. Just begins to float and rise up until eventually, after a few moments of floating, you rise up to the top of the tower, and you can see that there is a wooden railing around the top half, and you can see that there is what looks to be a native, very similar to the chief that you had encountered on Jinx's Island, who is on top of one of these huge pterodactyls, and you can see that they are feathered in different colors of green and blue and red and purple, just shooting out across their wings. And you can see that on their backs, I mean, these pterodactyls are like the size of a private jet, so they're huge. And you can see that there are what look to be seats strapped on around the stomach and chest of these primordial beasts, and enough seats for more than enough for you. It seems like the maximum capacity on any one of these is 12. So you're well under that. So the native who is currently sitting on the main saddle right on the creature's neck looks over to all of you and just gestures for you to come on. And you can see that the creature is hanging low enough, so all you need to do is step on and then find your seat.
Yes.
Yes.
I get
Alec
a
will,
window
like-
seat.
They're all window seats. Alec will do like the little symbols she learned from the other chief to the one who's staring, I suppose, and kind of drag Cyrus with her to their seat.
Cyrus has those eyes that, like, someone is internally screaming.
This is fine.
See, I'm sure this is perfectly safe.
And all the
Yes.
time I was here, I've only ever heard of 2 accidents, so odds are on our side.
And with that, all of you are strapped in as Varnas says that, and the beast lifts up. So, with that, the pterodactyl rises with the pulling of the reins, and all of you begin to soar. Now, this is a something entirely different for all of you except for Morganix and, I mean, Galadar, but even Varnast and Sven and Jinx, who have flown on these before, every time your stomach just drops. As soon as the creature pushes off and just begins to soar, you can feel that that weightlessness sort of take over. As, like I said, you are just floating.
So the highest I've ever flown was like 30 or 40 feet.
Yeah, and you're like 90, 100, 200 up in the air right now as it just slowly gets higher and higher. And you can tell that the native has some type of thaumaturgy as he leans back towards where all of you are and just shouts, "Where are you going? To which tower?"
I looked at Sven because he
yeah.
remembers the names of these places better than I do. It's been a while. Whichever one's closest to Jifang is where we're going first. The
Right outside the merchant's inner island. Very well. And you can see him pull the reins to one side, and with that, you don't quite go 90 degrees sideways, but you're very close, where you're like maybe at a 45-degree angle, soaring to the side, and your hair is blowing. Luckily, all of you secured your bags and everything quite solidly before. You can see that Jinx, as she's sort of sitting there, she's enjoying herself, but you see that as she's riding, there was one thing that she didn't strap exactly correctly, and so you can see the small pouch just begin to wiggle loose, and then just fly off, and she tries to reach and grab it, but isn't able to get it in enough time, and it just goes soaring.
Can I try and catch it?
Yeah, sure, make a dexterity check.
Oh, I'm so terrible at dexterity.
Cyrus is like full on screaming at the top of his lungs. Like not pretty screaming, like ah!
Okay, 19, you do catch it. She misses it, but you're able to catch it. And you kind of have to like lift yourself out of the saddle a little bit, but then sit back down. And as you grab it, you can see that it's like a small glass bottle of something. And Jinx sort of looks at you and says, "You can just give that to me when we land. Thank you."
Seems fair.
Yeah. As you now just begin to slowly, like, in order for the creature to maintain its altitude, it has to like rise up and then fall down and catch the wind. And it's beautiful. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the image that is on the screen of what you see is very close to what you see from where you're at. The buildings and people looking infinitely small as you are just soaring in the sky, flying past different towers until eventually you can see there almost looks to be like a wall surrounding these inner 3 islands that you can actually start to see, where there is no sea travel permitted into these inner 3 islands other than one gate, which is currently shut and guarded. There is one bridge that goes over onto that side, And you can see that around it, there almost seems to be this shimmer to the exterior in a very dome-like shape. And it's very beautiful, but you know that apparently the people within this part of the archipelago, especially in Port Sahala, they like their privacy, and they want to make sure that nobody can get in unless they have those writs of passage. So, you make your way, eventually you land on that tower, and you feel your, you feel eventually the momentum and gravity return to you as you land, and the native says, "All right, here you are, closest to the inner island." And with that, you're free to get off as you got on.
Cyrus just fall.
My legs don't work.
Jinx says, "Yes, it is natural. Natural."
Yeah, Alec will help try to stabilize Cyrus.
Mm-hmm. Oh, everyone's got jelly legs like they were just on a roller coaster.
Oh, yeah. Luckily, there's a railing along the entire thing, so you're able to lean on that. It's very stable. It definitely is OSHA certified. A lot of real-world analogies and references this episode.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So all of you eventually get off. You stand on the platform, which you know will descend. And with that, as soon as all of you are standing sturdily, whoosh, you begin to fall. Eventually, you can see that in this tower, there is a what looks to be a half-orc man, very similarly dressed, gemstones impressed into his eyebrow ridge, shorter hair, not braided, but wearing very fine clothes, greets you and says, "I hope you enjoyed your travel. Is there anything you need help with, any directions to any place, or do you know where you are headed?" And Sven waves him down and says, "We know where we're going, thank you very much." And with that, the 9 of you exit out of the tower. All right.
That was wonderful.
How often?
10
do you
out
do
of 10 would do again.
it? Well, you're here for a while, so.
Yep. About how far away are we from the estate?
Only maybe a 10-15 minute walk to the gate, and then the bridge into the inner islands. They are 15-minute walk as well. I'm just letting all of you know now that the process is... It's not difficult. We all have our writs, so we'll all be permitted entrance. But they take their privacy very seriously, as you can tell. The writ doubles as a certification. All of them are magically checked and well, imprinted on you for the time that you stay within the circle. If you go somewhere where you're not permitted to be, for one, there will be someone that is alerted, and you'll start to feel a searing pain. And if you stay any longer than 30 seconds to a minute, it'll actually start to wither you away in that one spot. So it's just something to keep in mind.
How are we supposed to know where we are not allowed to be?
Common sense, really. If there is a place where you don't think you would be allowed to be, most of the villas are private. There's not very much trading that happens in here unless by invitation. So in any of the merchants' houses, you'll be more than free to enter if they allow you entrance.
I see.
Jifeng's house, we will have no problem with. I can guarantee that, at least.
All right, well, let's focus on getting there, and then we can plan accordingly afterwards.
Of course. So, with that, Sven then leads all of you to the main gate that leads to the bridge into the inner three islands. As he is making his way, he does say that, so I will let all of you know that the three people, the three factions that exist in the inner island, there are the merchants, which is where we'll be staying. The scholars also own one of the three islands, and so do the natives. That's where their embassy is. Now, the thing is, the natives who exist in the embassy now, they have a little bit more of a cavalier way of looking at most things. They have been educated in the ways of how things work here, and they play the game well. So, at one point in time, should you wish, they allow most there. So there are things for sale there. Never people, I might add. That is the one thing in the Gemstone Archipelago that has been illegalized. It is entirely against the law and forbidden to deal in the trade of people. Monsters, pets, and beasts of burden, however, that is a different story. So, if you are interested in purchasing anything like that, I suggest you stop by there at one point in time. And at about that point, you do get to the gate, and you can see that there may be 20, 25 guards near the gatehouse. Some up atop the walls, others standing near the what look to be stone doors braced with iron and steel. The main captain, who is wearing this beautiful like bronze and golden armor, a very large, deep burgundy red tassel coming out of the top of the brimmed helmet, draping down to about his tailbone. A tall man, broad, wide, with what look to be a long sword strapped to one side and a large shield to the other, emblazoned with what looks to be a diamond of some kind. And as you approach, he throws out one of his hands, signaling you to stop, and he says, "Halt! Do you have your writs to enter?"
I think I had them, so I'll produce them.
Okay, you produce them. Jinx and Sven and Vera all produce theirs, as they were the ones that were separate. "Very well. Hold your writs in your right hand."
I shall do so.
Same.
Yep, so all of you do. Palms up and out, facing towards me. You do so. And eventually he whistles very loudly, and you can see that there is a woman that leans over the railing, and you can't hear anything she's saying, but she murmurs a few things under her breath, and you can see some incantations and sigils slowly begin to spark in front of her, and you can see that the writs, those pieces of golden paper, begin to fade and sizzle away into the palm of your hand. And you can see that there is now what looks to be just a circle that almost looks like a scar that has had time to heal. And the captain looks towards all of you and says, "There you are. Now you will know where you are permitted to go. Should your hand have a green hue to it, you are permitted to be there. Should it be red, you are not permitted to be there. Should you overstay your welcome in places you are not permitted to be, your hand will begin to wither and die. Move at your own cost throughout the Isles. Enjoy." And with that, he signals his hand, and the doors slowly begin to open, sliding inward to the wall, unveiling the magnificence and opulence that is the inner three islands. You had some idea from what you had seen originally from the sky, but it's almost as if the area is temperature controlled in here as well, where the outside was a sweltering, 97 Fahrenheit, 36 Celsius. Now it's a cool 70, 75. There's a soft breeze that cools you as you enter. You can breathe. The weather, the air isn't as humid. It's a little bit more dry. But you can still feel the breeze of the salty sea sort of come up and cool you down. Eventually, you walk across the bridge, and then the bridge splits into 3 different pathways, and Sven leads you down the one that leads to the merchant's aisle. So, as you begin to walk, you can see that there are servants who are about, currently working, would look to be at different... seems to be most of the villas that exist in this area are also serve as a vineyard of some kind. Different colored grapes or even different styles of berries and fruits in general being farmed in this temperature-controlled area. But eventually, Sven leads you to a large open-air villa, and as you approach, you see something very similar to this. You can see the very Greco-Roman pillars shooting up from the ground, the walls and buildings themselves covered in moss and vines and leaves. Beautiful. Almost overrun, but still pristine. Like I said, you can see different servants cleaning up, picking up. They smile and greet you as you enter. And with that, Sven leads you up a set of stairs, and you can see this opulent villa in front of you. Beautiful in every sense of the word. Wonderful fountains of marble and porcelain spewing out water in these wonderfully intricate shapes. Different bits and pieces of furniture, draped cloths of golds and purples over the entire area. And as soon as you enter, there are servants who approach you. May I take your items? Is there anything I can get you? Do you want anything? Just willing to tend to your every need as soon as you arrive. So, does anybody want anything from these servants?
Not me.
I'm quite all right, thank you.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, Salah's good.
Alec blinks.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to some wine.
Yes, of course, sir. Do you have a preference on the wine that you like? Red, white, rosé?
Strong.
I have just the perfect thing. I will be right back. Would you like a pitcher, a bottle, a barrel?
Cyrus isn't laughing, he's just looking at her. I mean, sure.
I think I can do a cask. And she goes away before you can ask for a barrel. So she goes away, and we'll return shortly with a wine. But with that, all of you sit in this, like I said, the very first entryway that this foyer area, foyer, if you will, has wonderfully... It is an interesting type of furniture because it looks like the kind that if you were to sit on it, it'd be extremely uncomfortable just because of how bougie it is. But it really, you kind of sit on it instinctually and, oh my God, it's comfortable. It is decadent and comfortable, and you sort of lean back on these like chaise lounge chairs and like couches and large pillows that are just on the floor. As the breeze floats in. And it is a very, very, very nice place. No expense was spared in the creation of this villa. So, eventually, even though none of you asked for it, there's a small table that is set out. And, of course, as always, there's a chartreuse board that is set out with different meats and cheeses, fruits and vegetables, to snack on as you discuss whatever you need to, and a cask of wine is set down on the table as well. And there are 9 glasses that are set down as well, just in case anybody else would wish to have some. So with that, the servants leave, and you can can see that Sven is sitting just near the table and looks to all of you and says, so, how do you like the high life?
I mean, literal height-wise, bad. This setting, good.
Does one make up for the other, Cyrus?
No.
Sorry, but thank you for doing it.
It's alright. I don't think I had a great deal of choice. However, I would like to see the canal ride. Sounds nice.
I refuse to
low
travel
down.
any other way.
It's expensive, so you might need to start settling.
No. This is like the one thing. Give me this.
I mean, you can have it. So I'm just not going to join you.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. So, as I understand it from here, there's, well, the next item on the list is talking to, that Penelope, right?
Or we just have a look at the place and see how that's going. Yep.
Jinx, do you know her? Does she know you? Or were you only gathering information in secret?
I was only gathering information in secret. I would come in to the merchants and I would be right on the edge of where I was meant to be and where I was allowed to be before the symbol, and she gestures up her hand and says, before the symbol glowed red, and I would watch and see if I could see anything, and, well, I would never
Wait,
go into it.
Are Redstones allows that?
We would have to be invited, I think.
I think we can approach to an extent, and afterwards we need permission, was my understanding of it.
Yes.
Like, we could knock on the door?
Yes, you could. In fact, considering that you're all staying on the behest of Ji Feng, I see no reason why we couldn't strike out a deal or a meeting tomorrow morning over breakfast to hash out something. Now, I told Varnas this yesterday, but I figured I would be upfront with all of you. This Penelope, she is quite the woman. She does trading and deals of, well, there is a substance that is very famous in Thrall for its ability to transcend one's mind through meditation and focus, and it is a hallucinogenic as well.
Like Pitus.
Stronger than Pitus, and...
Well, I'm sure that's not true, but... Alec, like, smiles and giggles and then realizes she shouldn't be... She stops.
It's honestly not fair to compare the two. You see, Pitus is something, well, in all honesty, unrefined, where it is picked from the earth, and it's simple and more healthy. What Penelope has become very wealthy for selling is not necessarily addictive in nature, at least, but in terms of the visions or glimpses of the future, as some have said, It is high in demand. Not artificial. It is still refined from natural ingredients, but very popular, especially with some monks who have lost their way, or in charlatans who wish to transcend reality. So, if I were to approach saying that we'd like to make a trade for, well, perhaps that Pitus that Alec brought and those materials might be a way in.
Get her attention, bare minimum.
Perhaps we could approach it that we're just hoping to make a sort of friendship and grant her some favor in exchange for establishing us with her contacts.
I don't see any problem in that either.
Does this sound good to you, Cyrus?
Yeah, sure.
Because we don't have to say anything until you're ready.
How do you want to go about this?
I truly do not know.
Well, this is at least a way in. At least a way to almost guarantee an audience with her.
Cyrus, is there... You probably can't answer this, and I'm sorry that I have to ask, but... Is there any way she might recognize you?
I mean, that's what I was thinking about. Plus, the fact that... Fuck knows even if, she... Sounds bad, but even if she gives a shit, so... I don't know.
If she doesn't, then she's stupid.
I mean, that's true.
Cyrus, if you don't want to be there tomorrow, I don't think any of us would look at you any less.
No. Or if you wanted to handle it a different way, we could think of something else.
No, it's a great idea. I might just hang back somewhere, or try and hang around there. I don't fucking know. I'm not sure.
Once we have the meeting with her, do we lay our cards out and tell her that we are aware of an upcoming threat on her life and that we've been sent here to save her? I don't fancy the idea of continuing deceit with this woman.
I think she'd be more likely to believe us if we just came straight out once we had our meeting with her, instead of pretending to negotiate over something that we're truly not interested in.
I'd be more comfortable with that myself.
I think that we don't have to tell her it's you, Cyrus, but I do think that dropping the name Zamir might mean something to her.
We could see how she reacts to it. We could say that we've been enlisted by Zamir to see to her safety.
From the sound of things, I don't think we should invoke the name Immoral. It sounded like
No.
that would make her instantly not trust us. But Cyrus, what do you think?
That sounds fine. I mean, I guess we'll know pretty early on if she recognizes this handsome purple devil.
Well, if you wanted to do it that way, and we said we were here on behalf of you, Zamir, which we are, is not a lie, we'd be able to gauge her reaction to it and give you a heads up before you actually meet her. you'd have a little window to prepare yourself a little better if that would make you more comfortable. Because that's all that matters to me, is that you're okay with whatever we do.
Just, let me sleep on it.
Okay.
Fair enough. Speaking of, what time is it, Joe?
Yeah.
It's 12 a.m., and I'm guessing that's not accurate.
Oh, no, that is not right. Here, let me...
And I was thinking, Winter Court? Are we really in Winter Court?
No. That's hot.
Merry Christmas!
No. Dates, Efera, you guys are... so at this point, honestly... Whoa. Oh, that's not the right one. Here, let me edit it real quick. You guys are actually in Hearthfire, so it's November right now.
Got it.
Oh, is it? I thought it was like summer.
No, when the campaign started, it was in summer, but then you guys had a handy-dandy little... It was right at the end of summer, yeah.
Oh, right.
Timey-wimey stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're in a very tropical place, though.
Yeah.
So everything is always warm.
It's just backwards. It's like like when it's winter here, it's summer in Australia.
Yeah.
So at this point, I mean, I'd probably venture to say it's probably about 5:30, you know? That'd be a safe bet, but it's also tropical, so... So yeah, it is, yeah, the first of Hearthfire and about 5:30 p.m. So the sun will maybe be setting in a couple hours, so you still have some sunlight.
Well, if we're going to extend an invitation to her tomorrow, we could take the evening to walk the markets, get the lay of the land.
Oh, now that I'm on board with. I mean, after all, I do need to, you know, share the good word of Albert's Clothier.
Okay.
Is anyone even in the market for anything?
I mean, I look at Galadar.
We're not going to find that by simply walking around.
No, that was... No.
Well,
I mean, you never know. We found the last one by accident. Or, well, she just looks over at,
I don't want to know.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was accident, and I wouldn't say I found it. I kind of won it, and it was kind of mine. But, you know.
Oh,
The
yeah.
less I know, the better.
Yeah.
No, I guess I'm not in the market for anything, but I wouldn't mind a little exploration and sightseeing. We're going to be here for a little bit.
I need treats for the fox weasel.
Priorities, I feel that. Doglin's head just perks up.
How did Doglin react to the flight?
Doglin,
He was vibing.
yeah,
It's like his tongue out the window.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was very Scooby-Doo, where he's like, whoa, Roro Rowick.
Oh.
Okay, alrighty. So,
We could check out those exotic pets we heard about. That could be fun.
So, as all of you get ready to head off into separate directions and do a little bit of investigating as to what may be here, Sven is going to head out to at least establish the meeting for tomorrow morning on behalf of the Emerald Bank and Zhaofang, a very suitable alias to carry some weight. So he heads off to do that while the rest of you decide with whatever else you're going to go do, whether that be investigating the markets or checking out these strange and exotic pets that exist within the native embassy. Right there is where we're going to go ahead and take a break, right on the dime here, the halfway point.
Did you say exotic pecs? Because I could also explore that, but we're not mixing it into it.
Well, that also is an option here. But we'll see.
That's more of a job for Cyrus, I think.
Yeah,
but you know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what pecs are being investigated by Cyrus here shortly. So thank you all so much for tuning in so far, and we will see you in a little bit. Bye-bye. Hello, welcome back, everybody. We're here, and we're back. Ryan will be MIA for just a little bit, but he told us to get started without him, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to roll the intro, and then jump back into the game. And we're back. Hi there, everybody. So, picking up where we left off, the group had finally made their way into the Gemstone Archipelago. They had finally become acclimated with the way that trade works here and the abrasive nature that anyone operates in the city with, almost being scammed by a far-off prince from a land, also eating shaved ice and pulled pork sandwiches. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a session today, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So, now the party is at an interesting impasse, where they have the rest of the day, about maybe 4 or 5 hours to kill before they can head to sleep in the morning, head to sleep at night, wake up in the morning, and head to meet Penelope Casarillo. Apparently, Cyrus's long-lost
I love
mother.
the name of the mom.
Casarillo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
The best name.
The best name. So, with that, that's where we're going to go ahead and pick up. Sven had separated from all of you to head to the Casarillo estate in order to establish this meeting for tomorrow morning. Under the guise of, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the idea that you do have items you'd like to sell, Pitus specifically, and you are wanting to make contacts to have that sold, right?
Correct.
Correct. Okay. Welcome back.
Hey, Ryan's back.
Welcome back.
Okay. So, with that, he heads off towards the Casarillo estate. And all of the rest of you can then head out of the inner circle and head to the markets. Now, the Gemstone Archipelago really has anything you could need, whether it be basic trade goods, food, if you're looking for companionship, that can also be found. Drugs is also very popular. Nothing is illegal, except slavery, as it should be.
Oh, wow, we can murder people? All right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Just kidding. Go ahead.
If you don't get caught, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. There's no investigations that are done. Just if the guards see you, then you're in trouble. But if nobody sees you, fuck it.
That's Sayla's mindset. Like, the law has no power if I don't get caught.
You're not wrong.
So, with that, all of you head off. Is there anything in specific you're looking for? Or are you just kind of off to see if anybody else assaults your ears with deals?
I would be interested in finding a store that would sell magical items.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm down for that. For the most part, I think we're just vibing.
I mean, Alec wouldn't be against something that is similar to Pitus, but obviously nothing's gonna top that.
Except for what Penelope sells.
What she sells, like,
Does my mom sell fucking acid?
I was about to say, like, what form does that come in?
I mean, it's not exactly.
It's either acid or mushrooms. It has to be.
I mean, it's kind of a middle ground between those two things, because it's also magic. So.
Acidic mushrooms.
Wow. You'll just have to ask her when you get there. So.
Sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to throw you off.
What is the? Yeah, I was just So what are we doing first? Are we heading to try and find a magic shop that is not a charlatan? Or are we looking for drugs first? What are we doing, guys?
We do the magic shop first. That's totally
Are you
fine.
sure
Alec is
you
just
don't-
like
You
No,
don't want to buy
Alec is just
hard
window
drugs
shopping.
first. No?
No, Alec is just window shopping, just in general. Like I said, I feel like she's really warmed up to the place at this point.
Okay.
Once she heard there were drugs and pterodactyls, she's okay.
Yeah, you know, and fancy flavored ice.
Most people are most people are doing pretty okay when they hear that there's drugs and pterodactyls. So
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is. Okay, all right. So, all of you make your way on and through the streets. Who's leading the charge looking for this magical item shop, might I ask?
Well, I was going to ask, since Varnes has been here before, does he know of any spots where he's like, okay, this person's like at least somewhat reputable?
Okay.
Because I'm sure Seth would have been like, don't talk to that guy, don't talk to that guy, definitely don't talk to him.
Yeah.
Don't even look at that one.
Yeah, go ahead and it has been a minute since you've been here.
Fair.
What? Oh yeah, we didn't. What? So go ahead and make an insight check with advantage for me.
Gonna throw guidance on 2.
Oh, gotta think hard.
All right, so
Wait, what kind of check is this?
Insight.
right with advantage.
Oh, wait, am I proficient? Oh, I can't assist in insight. Never mind.
Okay, well that was 1.
And then-
2
Ah, there we go.
Hey.
plus the guidance. 629.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Okay, so you do know that there is one magic item shop that you know is legitimate because any of the items that are in there have either been used with parts from monsters, so harvested like bits and pieces from monsters used in the creation of magical items, or in the aesthetic design of these items, or the items killed monsters in the past and now they are for sale. So it's kind of like half of a thrift store, half of a thrift magic store, but also there's some homemade stuff in there. And that place is called the Belly of the Beast.
Sick. Yeah, I know a spot. Y'all will love it.
And on our way there, we're keeping an eye out for any little stands or kiosks that look, fun.
Selling any snow globes or shot glasses or something.
Hair braiding, mall shit.
Okay.
Dippin' Dots.
Oh,
So accurate. It hurts.
Man, I love Dippin' Dots.
yeah,
You
they're great.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, gross. That's nasty.
Nah, Dippin' Dots are awesome. You don't get them in the UK either. They're so good.
The good kind, not like the shitty knockoff ones you get in the Walmart freezer.
No,
real.
No.
I think they're pretty much discontinued though now.
As they should be.
Yeah, I agree.
How dare you?
You two are outnumbered. Unless Sayla sides with you, in which case it's a tie.
Oh no, I like dipping dots.
Yeah,
They're
42.
terrible.
Haha.
Ugh.
Anyway.
Oh, gross. Yeah, anyway, so all of you begin to follow Varnast to the belly of the beast, hoping to find something there that will do you good in some way, shape, or form. So... all right. So as you're making your way through the city streets, there are a few things that catch your eye. For one, you can see that there is a clean-shaven face and shaven head man. Looks to be more bamboo-colored skin and is currently sitting on a box, and there's a small group of people surrounding him, and you can see him telling a story. He's wearing robes of white that are trimmed in navy. As he's looking out to the people in front of him, he's speaking and he says, in the lands where I am from, there is a belief in a cycle of reincarnation. One life passed down to another. One fate passed down to another. There is one individual amongst my people that carries this burden of reincarnation for all. Their name is Tongwu. Tongwu's lineage is passed down always to a man or woman by the name of Eshima. Always Ashima has a student and a master. The master teaches the student, and when the student is ready, when Tongwu believes they are ready, they then become the master. And when the old master dies, a new student is born. It is found through brief tests that are given to children when they are young. And when they are found, they are taken to Loshar and to Wukome City, and they are trained under Master Ashima. And that process has happened for many, many thousands of years. So who knows? Maybe the next child you have will become the next Master Ashima. And you can see there are certain people who start to ask questions about the Tongwu path or anything related to it. But eventually that's about as far as you get when you pass, unless any of you stop to ask any questions.
Nah,
No.
I'm on a mission.
Okay.
No, Alec would have been like again very bright-eyed and listening, but
But no questions. Okay, that's fine. Any too complicated questions, I have to get Connor in the chat. So, as you are making your way, eventually you pass the monk from Loshar, talking about the Tongwu path and the reincarnation cycle of master and student Ashima. One thing that is very odd, and Varnest, you actually recognize them as you pass them. They're not causing any trouble, they're just walking. But these are from a part of the Salamander coast. They're from the western Salamander, but specifically from the Fractured Peninsula, the shattered fraction of your homeland that is constantly in conflict with one another. And you recognize the smatterings of paint and tattoos, the tattered clothes and cloths, the jagged, almost rusted weapons of the Kazda's Kuindika. These one of the only places in the world where there is a collection of people that's based off of race. A group of orcs, they typically are. And these two they fit the bill. They are tall, they are broad, they are built. And they are just walking next to one another, talking. And you can see them taking in the sights, same as all of you. But Varnest, you know that these people are brutal, known for breaking open rib cages of their still living victims, devouring hearts, very similar to Alec, but with very little ceremony. But as of right now, they don't look like they're causing any trouble, at least. They are just making their way through the town.
Would I have any idea why they're all the way over here?
Make a history check.
How are they just like tall? Like, what is Alec's size comparison to these guys?
They're about the same height as Alec, maybe a little taller. They're maybe in the 6'1", 6'2" area, but they are broad, built like bodybuilders.
Gotcha.
16? Okay, you would know. It's not uncommon for the Kazda's Kundika for them to make pilgrimages. Being a nation full of sailors, although they typically traverse in the mountain ranges that exist there, they still are known to have to sail from time to time. So there'll be times where there are just small groups of them that are sent out into the world to see what's happening and to collect weapons to aid their cause, or to find a better way to traverse the mountains or to traverse the water. You do know that on these pilgrimages, they never cause any trouble to other places in the world. They go on peaceful pilgrimages, and then they come back, and then they shed blood and kill so many people.
What time?
All right.
Alec
Varnath
being-
certainly kind of takes an interest, but once again, we're on a time frame here, so he's not gonna like try and talk to them or stop them or anything. He's just gonna keep going.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. So you make your way past them, and eventually you do get to what you know to be the belly of the beast. Definitely not an opulent magic shop, as the rest of this town would lead you to believe. It almost looks like a hunter's shack, really. You anticipate to find a man fletching arrows and making bows, or stringing them, making crossbows. But instead, when you enter, you see rickety racks of weapons sort of kind of hobbled onto the wall, or bits and pieces of parchment wrapped up in a small kind of like molding bookshelf off to one side, and a man who looks like a hunter. Big scruffy beard, long white hair, pointed ears, and a wrinkly face, and skin tones of a more bronze complexion. And he looks up towards all of you and says, "Welcome to the belly of the beast. It's a pleasure to welcome you here. Is there anything I can help you locate?"
For me at least, I'm not sure if it's in your inventory, but do you have anything that would protect from prying eyes, magical in nature, perhaps?
Let me check. And you can see him, he gets up and he just starts looking around the area, seeing if he can like lift up a thing and find it anywhere, like lifting up a pile of books, seeing if he can find anything. And he says, here we go. This right here is what they call a ring of mine shielding. It was used, I believe, on an old escapade in the mountain above the Gemstone Archipelago. There was an aboleth living in those caves, and, well, this ring here prevented the mind control from that beast. Basic shielding of the mind.
I was looking for more something that might protect against divination, scrying magic. If you happen to have any such thing.
You see him kind of look around. Okay. Here we go. Maybe something like this. This here brooch, pinned onto a cloak or a piece of armor, a tabard of some kind, will prevent divination magics from succeeding on one person specifically, whoever is attuned to the item.
Do you only have the one?
Yes. Sadly, no mass production of these. Anything I sell in here has been tested in the field.
Fair enough. How much is it?
This right here will run you about 5,000 gold pieces.
Holy shit, dude.
I told you it'd be expensive.
Yeah. Alright, well, thank you for the information. Too rich for my blood, unfortunately.
Of course. Is there anything else I can interest you in? Perhaps you have something up to trade? that has been, of course, as I said, used in the field?
No, unless anyone else has anything they're looking for or want to sell.
I'm looking through my inventory real quick.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Oh, whoops. I also messed up my inventory.
I do have something I need to sell, but it's not magical, so this isn't the place for it.
Hey, I don't see my little thing that protects against fire magic.
Your ring?
Your ring of fire resistance?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Oh, I can add that real quick. That is easy enough to add. That should have been under.
Because I was thinking if she's got a ring of fire, why not a ring for cold too? So she's just covered.
But then there's lightning.
I was gonna say, because those are the only
yeah.
two damage types.
Yeah, but then
Well,
she could.
she's covered by those two.
Yeah, she could
We
She could get covered by she'd be able to apply icy hot and not feel weird when it.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, lightning would probably be the best bet, just so that frickin' she doesn't get zapped by Cyrus at some point.
Yeah, if you have fire and lightning, you're covered on all bases from Cyrus and Varnast.
Hey, might have to do that.
I'll start throwing psychic shit instead.
Oh. Ring fire resistance. Boop.
Sweet.
There you go.
But yeah, so it sounds like we're good here.
Can I ask about like elemental rings to see what he has?
Yeah, sure. You are looking for elemental rings? Is there a specific element you are looking for?
Lightning would be a good one.
I know that there was one that was sold to me, protected a traveler from a Behir once. Let me try to find it. Well, looking around.
Googling.
What do you mean? He's just perusing around his shop and just really taking his time to try and find what he needs here.
Uh-oh.
Okay, alright. Well, here it is. This right here will cost you 2,000 gold pieces.
Who doesn't want us to buy anything today?
No, he sure doesn't.
Doesn't Cyrus have, like...
What would that?
No. No, I don't.
Yeah, it's like... Hey, listen, it's not my fault that the PC that hoards money has all of it.
I've still got almost 30 grand.
Oh my god! Okay, never mind.
I've still got almost 30k.
Yeah, I was
Fucking
waiting
bitch,
for
okay.
Cyrus to be like, maybe I could buy it. No.
Nah.
Nah.
He ain't offering today.
It's fucking wild.
Tell me, sir,
too
would you
good.
like to buy a ring of X-ray vision? 7,000 gold.
Cyrus is literally that meme of that monkey puppet looking to the side right now.
I love that meme.
Oh man.
I think
I'd versions in my head. I'm trying to figure out how much I have. I have a lot of platinum.
1 platinum is 10 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, you rarely spend money, you just steal.
Yeah. So however much platinum you have, just multiply it by 2. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought your gold.
I have almost 1,000 gold pieces. Not quite.
Yeah, I thought. Damn, I saw your gold, and I thought that was your platinum, and I was like, whoa. But, nope.
I wish. I'm a little short.
You guys got to sell that Pitus.
Yeah, we gotta
We
make this an
know.
investment thing. Sell that so we
Sell.
can buy better shit.
Sell a little bit. I gotta sell the whole thing.
Sell all of it.
Before we leave, I think I'd ask, probably knowing I can't afford it, if he has anything that might raise my general constitution just slightly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
My hit points are just abysmal.
Yeah, let me see here.
What are your hit points?
I think I'm the lowest in the party. I am at 63.
Yeah, you will be. I've got more than Varnast.
Yeah.
Wild.
There was once, let's see, I believe it was from a fighter in Thrall. Started out as a skinny lad and had to use this starting off to build up his toughness. Let me see here if I can find it. Ah, there it is. This right here. And you kind of see him kind of pull it up from like a cluster of like leather, probably some type of monster hide, and he just yanks it out of. This necklace right here won't do a lot, but it helps in cases when a small boost will do the job. So this would be an amulet of +1 Constitution.
Oh. How much?
750 gold.
That's it.
That's fair. I think I need to think on it a bit, though. We've only just arrived today. I may be back. I will not be back.
Good to know as well. You cannot use these amulets in case you find any more with any of the others. So only one of these at a time. Also, it may not be here tomorrow when you get back.
Oh, that's the risk I must take.
What a salesman.
All right. He throws it back down by the leather. Clink, clink, clink.
We all good here?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Unless Cyrus wants to drop some serious cash.
Just for
funsies and blow everybody's minds.
See,
Turns out we all die next round because it's all his fault. He didn't give us that shit.
What's the most expensive thing
I mean,
you buy right now? How much do you have?
If I include my actual gold, I mean, I don't know. Actually, I don't have that much. It's all in gems. About like 28, 29 grand.
Okay. Let's see.
I have like 200 gold.
You could buy some Ioun stones. You could buy a Staff of Frost. You could buy +3 armor.
He can't wear armor. He's a sorcerer.
Yeah, he could buy it though.
Just to
flex on everybody.
Damn. Nah, he's gonna
buy it and then fucking bin it.
Oh my god.
Just mount it on the wall. Just make everyone super pissed off.
You could also
God, that is exactly something Cyrus would do. He'd buy like a magical sword just to have it as like an ornament.
Oh my god.
You could also buy
get that levitate spell and just have the armor walking around on its own to scare people. Animate objects.
I hate that so much.
You could also get a Rod of Lordly Might.
Doesn't he have animate objects?
Yes, I do.
Oh my god, get the armor.
That's so funny. God. Oh, the Rod of Lordly Might is just a funny item. I just want to have to read it. God, it does so much stuff. Alright. Anyway. So, I promise, everything will be better once you guys sell the Pitus. You guys just gotta get into the drug deal.
We're not selling the Pitus. It's too important to Alec.
What? She could literally get more!
We can sell it if we got
We can go back to Efera and it's like a fucking grow farm.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Go back to Jalissa's hideout and it's just been turned into like a giant weed house.
Well, we still need it to negotiate for tomorrow, so I don't want to sell it until after we talk to Cyrus's mom. Then we can sell it. Her fucking duffel bag.
We're such drug dealers. Oh my god.
I know you're blinking all a badass face paint, but I can only think of James Franklin in Pineapple Express.
Oh my god.
Well, shall we go?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
And you guys actually want to go find drugs?
Nah, I'll wait till after we speak to Cyrus's mom.
Okay.
Sure.
Don't say it like that. You guys want to go find some drugs?
Well, I mean, that's literally what was brought up
You don't want to
earlier.
smoke some weed?
That's
Shut
just
up.
not a thing.
It'd be cool if you did.
Nah, looks good.
So do we want to go back to the estate then?
Would
guess
we be
so.
able? Are we in an area where we could maybe find on our way back, or not too far out of our way, a decent jeweler where I could sell something?
With a good enough investigation check, yeah, for them to be legitimate.
Varnas, would you like to assist me on this since you know the area?
Not gonna lie to you, didn't look much into jewelry, but I can try to help you.
Well, that's fair enough to me. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Boop. And boop.
All right. 25.
These are both pretty good.
Will get you where you need to go. So you are able to find, and it's you know, there are a few like shops that you pass that are like full buildings, but they just, Varnast, you're able to point out that, well, you know, maybe not, these weren't a jewelry shop before, but before they were a jewelry shop, they were this, and they were this, and they were this, and they were this. They kind of change management, and they change a lot, so probably not legitimate. But you do find, what is a younger human man, short trimmed beard, curled mustache. You can see the beard is dyed different yellows and blues, along with long hair split down the middle, one side blue, one side gold, as he smiles and is willing to make any trade deals. And it seems like he runs a very legitimate operation out of this small tent on the roadside.
I have had this in my inventory for a while. I don't remember where we got it. All it says in my inventory is gem encrusted brooch worth 500 gold.
Oh,
Yeah, man, sell that.
yeah.
So I just want to... What?
Isn't Alec also holding on to a bunch of like gems and stuff from like the pirates we killed, or am I mistaken?
Am I? No, I don't think so. I think anything that I
Okay.
took off the pirates, I gave to the natives as part of the.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of weapons is what it was.
Yeah, I don't think I got. And if I did, I added it to my gold fund because I'll tell you what, Alec has never. I feel like this is the most gold Alec has had, and it's only 75 gold. So I think I just added
Fair
it.
enough.
Yeah, that's just not her thing. Which,
Yeah.
as a player, makes me sad. But I don't know. That's what you gotta do.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, what would they offer me for that brooch?
For the brooch, just make a persuasion check.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
They'll give you $2 for it.
How is
Stop,
one
okay?
copper piece? What about 2 copper pieces?
Look, you want 500 gold, I want 1 copper piece. We'll meet in the middle at 250. That seems fair.
Okay. You can see the younger man. He sort of tosses it around for a little bit and says, well, what do you say to 450 gold?
That's fair, I'll take it.
Very good. Good doing business with you. And you can see he takes out, and he'll just, he'll go ahead and give you 400 gold and then 5 platinum.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Thank you for your business.
Okay. I've had that forever, and I don't know why. So
Listen, all right, so before you make your way back, are we sure we don't want to buy drugs?
As
I'm
much as
good.
Cyrus wants to. No.
let's everybody get a puppy.
God.
All right, do you guys want to go to the native embassy to buy dinosaur
Oh,
pets?
Sayla wanted treats.
Oh, treats. Okay.
Yes, and also dinosaur pets. What? I could have a little raptor as well.
You already
Oh, you
have
got a
a
big
pet.
raptor.
Is there wrestling
You can
dinosaurs?
have more than one.
Let me clarify. I'm not buying mushrooms yet.
Oh, that's it. We need to find like a fight pit bar.
Absolutely.
Is that
Get
where
me
you
in
guys
there
want
with
to go
the
next?
T-Rex, baby.
Make some money off of Alec.
Not with my rolls. But yeah, let's get some treats first.
Okay, get some treats. Yeah, easy enough. You can find along your way that there is a very eccentric halfling woman who has these huge, like, oval glasses that are, like, strapped to her face, wearing just, like, what looks to be just a big quilt. It's just, like, patches of fabric, and she has a little stand, and there's, like, little jars of, like, little, like, treated meats and like aged vegetables kind of mixed in. And she says, would anyone like to buy pet treats? For anyone? Hello, you? Would you like pet treats?
Yes. Fox weasel treats. Something that he would like and that's healthy.
Fox weasel? What do you mean?
Have you not seen
You have two? You have a fox and a weasel?
that? No. And I'm just gonna kind of like uncurl him from around my neck and hold him like he is a fox weasel.
Ah! What is that?
I love how you're so high pitched didn't catch what I heard it clear as day.
Wait,
yeah, it was
what?
so high pitched. I just heard like a at the end of what?
What? What is that? What is that thing? It is adorable, but oh my goodness. It's so strange.
Watch yourself.
Oh,
Shayla is just like not pleased.
oh, I'm
He
sorry.
is not strange. He is adorable. Leave
He
him
is.
alone.
I'm sorry. I
Uh,
didn't mean any offense. I've never seen something
Sailor.
like it.
Sailor, they're not native here.
Oh, you got it from another place? Where'd you get it from? I'm so curious. I'd like to know.
I got him
Don't
from
mind
a
my
trader.
neighbor. He likes to walk in and out of his house quite frequently.
I got him from a trader over in Efera.
Oh, that is why. I understand now. I do have treats that were from meats that were originally found in Efera, so the beautiful, wonderful creature might like those more. It's just high-pitched Borat. That's fine.
Just get weasel and fox treats and just mash them together.
Is Doggerland taller than her?
Yes.
I feel like she has to be
Yeah.
good.
Tiny.
Yeah,
Ah!
Dogla would probably just be like waving, like wagging its tail, standing next to her.
Why does that dog have scales? Is it sick?
It is for his protection. He is a fighter. Don't you see?
She looks down and blinks. Okay.
I will take some of your treats for him. If
Okay.
that is okay.
That is okay. Here you go. She just takes a mason jar. That is
Like a fucking parrot.
that is that'll be the 1 silver for the Doglin treats and 5 copper for the fox weasel treats.
What if I have no silver but only gold?
You can either tip, she winks, or I can give you change.
Change. She'll
What
take
would you
change.
like me to tip for you?
Alec? Oh.
You can tip as much as you like, dear.
Alec will pick up the table.
No,
Ah!
what?
What? Stop! What are you? What?
I thought you wished for it to be tipped. I am sorry.
No!
I didn't know. Alec will drop the table.
No, you can hear the leg snap and break. Ah! Why did you do that?
We were gonna get here early and make friends.
What's wrong with you?
What if I give you 3 of these, and Alec will put down 3 gold pieces on the slightly broken table.
So just kind of, they slide off onto the ground. Tring, tring, tring. That will do.
Sorry. Okay. Alec will pick them back up.
Someone needs to be in charge of her money. This is not good.
That's only 2 gold pieces already. It's fine.
I keep meaning to teach her.
If you could please take your treats and leave, I would appreciate it greatly.
Yep. Putting that arm
Sayla.
around and we're walking.
Have a wonderful day. Alec waves.
Sayla wants to make a simple comment, but she can't because they told her not to. But she really wants to.
I'm just because it's been a fun day as we're walking away, I'm going to minor illusion a baby bear stretch peeking its head out of Alec's bag.
Oh, you just destroyed that woman.
Let's see. Let's see. What does she do? Let's roll a D100.
A little baby one just peeking its head out like the.
Look at what you've done.
So it peeks its head out and it's like all floppy because it's an ostrich head. She's like, what? You have? Oh my god. Oy vey. She speaks Yiddish now.
Never show our faces here again.
Oh, you have a thing in your... You know what? Never mind. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Weirdos. All right.
We're not even trying to be legit anymore.
That was an adventure.
Oh my goodness. So, you all then make your way from the pet
Making our way.
from the pet food stall. And eventually you make your way back to the to the villa. Pull everyone to the scene. Okay. So with that, you make your way back there, and I'd probably say that that's about another 2 hours in that entire exchange and ordeal there. So it's probably getting to be 9 o'clock almost now. The sun is definitely beginning to set, almost all the way tucked behind the horizon. So with that, Sven has just been waiting here as you get back. Jinx, Galadar, and Vera decided not to go with you.
Probably for the better.
Yeah, knowing what might come. So they get back, and you can see that Sven welcomes you back, and he says, well, it's good to see all of you. Varnast, can I borrow you for a second?
Yeah. Sure. And Varnast will walk up and follow wherever he goes.
Yeah, he just kind of walks a little bit out of earshot where
Oh, was that out loud?
She also
Yep.
did make one small request. She is a woman of high fashion and bright colors, and she just wishes that all of us dress to the best of our ability. Whatever that means for you. So spare no expense tomorrow.
Now she really sounds like Cyrus's mother.
I'm sure this will be fine. Alec gestures to herself.
Cyrus just looks at Alec and blinks.
If that is the best you can do, I suppose. There might be clothes here that you could try on and see.
I refuse. I
Oh.
will wear my cloak and, no.
All right.
Well, I don't want to
So-
disrespect Cyrus's mother. We could attempt to find something.
Alec, that might mean wearing a dress.
No. There's some very fashionable talk here. Colourful outfits that aren't on dresses. I'm sure we could find something that could fit.
Okay, well, you are an influencer, so I'm sure you can help me
Yes.
find something.
Oh, I'm sure I can.
What time are we meeting with her tomorrow?
Bright and early sunrise.
Okay, well, we can have a look around the house this evening and see what there is.
I think we'll have to.
Thank you, Fen, for doing this for us.
Of course.
Yes, thank you very much.
Well, I'm happy to be of assistance. Friends of Varnest are friends of mine, and needless to say, all of you seem like quite the fun group. So, anything I can do to help you, you seem like your hearts are in the right place.
Cyrus still just grinning.
Well, I think for now, I'm going to head to bed. I already have picked out what I need to wear tomorrow. The rest of you are free to look around the villa, see if you can find anything, and breakfast will be provided tomorrow at her estate. Good night, and I look forward to seeing you in the morning. Gives you all one last smile, flashing those pearly white teeth, and then gets up and heads off to bed. Vera does the same, where she kind of cracks her knuckles and says, well, I am afraid that I must do the same. I think that tomorrow I will probably stay here. You know, we need someone to stay guard and make sure that nothing funky goes on here. So you all go and have your deals, and I will make sure that nothing bad happens to the wine or the cheese or the meat or, well, you know. And she gets up and says, good night and good luck tomorrow, and heads off to bed as well.
Rest well. Organics, do you want to help Alec look into some options potentially?
Oh, sure.
I'm glad you didn't say Alec and Sayla because no.
Yeah, I heard you the first time.
Okay, good.
Well, we can look for you too, Sayla. I'm sure
Sorry,
we can
that's-
find
Sorry, that
something.
sounded way more douchier than I meant it to.
Well, there's
Uh.
no harm in looking, Sayla. If this is gonna help Cyrus, we should do what we
I am
can.
just a hired knife. I'm gonna stand in the back. You guys have fun.
I mean, I'm still not sure if I'm going yet, but I will say, I mean, I don't think it would look very good for a apparent business deal or meeting if it's like, Hello, we're dressed colorfully. Don't mind her. She's covered in knives.
She hides them fairly well.
Cyrus, if you're not going, you don't have a say in this.
I mean, I completely disagree with that. Whether I go or not, I think my opinion matters a great deal on this.
Well, that's
How
your
about-
opinion.
How about we just
No, that's a fucking fact, Sailor.
We'll look for Sayla as well.
I mean, I'm sure that we could find maybe a little color, a bit of white to put on there somewhere. I mean, you're so drab and black now.
Glaring. She's just glaring daggers. Like, just absolutely glaring them right now at the little cat person.
Jinx is dense, doesn't pick up. I mean, honestly, your complexion. Ooh, we could work with teals and golds. Oh,
She's
you would
gonna
look so
flash
beautiful.
a dagger at her.
Huh? You know what? It's bedtime. Yep. Okay. Bye.
Alec is gonna just start wandering rooms, I guess. and
Yeah.
Wardrobes.
Morgonix will do the same.
Guess if I have to use a curtain, we'll make something work.
You're gonna go like
Okay.
Sound of Music on it? That's awesome. Huh.
Okay.
Cyrus,
Yes?
up for a bit of a chat tonight?
Sure.
Alright. Do you want to go to your room or mine?
Have we even picked out rooms?
No, not yet.
What kind of chat are we thinking? I don't think Sven would be very happy here, Von Ast.
Don't push your luck on that joke, Cyrus. It's getting old real quick.
I don't care. Whatever. I mean, fuck it. Anywhere I can drink. And he like picks up a little cask and probably would. If Jinx was trying to, he'd be like, yeah, it's mine.
Yeah, I assume we'll just find a room.
Okay,
It's yours
so-
or mine. Let's claim that.
Yeah, as you guys are heading off, Galadar is going to go up to Morganix and just say, I just wanted to let you know, tomorrow as you're heading into this, I'm going to try and head into the city and see if I can start to find clues or headings, anything to help us find this feather.
Should you be doing that alone?
I'll make sure to stay to the streets and I'll put myself in no danger. And should I feel as though I am, I'll be sure to bring Vera with me as well. But I'm just going to try and find leads is all. My skills are
Okay.
not in debate and diplomacy or, well, looking intimidating. Instead, I will try my best to investigate. Do what I can there.
Okay. Just be careful.
I will be. No one here knows my face, and I'll be sure not to use my name.
If you find it, don't try to get it back by yourself.
No, that would certainly be a death wish.
Okay, good.
I have a full intent on making it through this alive and freeing you of this burden you carry.
Thank you.
He smiles at you and grabs your hand and squeezes, and then stands and heads off to sleep. So, with that, we'll cut back to Varnast and Cyrus as the two of you head off towards one of the two of your rooms. While Cyrus, you grab the cask and your glass, and you head off to speak.
Mornast will also grab a glass.
Okay, yeah. Sounds good. So, Varnast grabs a glass, the two of you head off into a room, and you have some privacy.
Mind topping me off?
You're really not making this easy today, Varnas, but sure. Again, everyone, the phrasing today. Yes, a large glass of, or normal. Wait, normal for me or normal for you?
For me.
He, like,
pours, and it's still like a large glass, and he's just looking at Varnas like, "Is this right?" Say when? No? Okay.
Glass overfilling.
It's just spilling on the floor. It's like, okay. Do we lose Ryan?
Ryan, are you there? Because I have a feeling Varnast wouldn't.
Yeah, he's being very quiet.
Hello.
There we go.
Sorry, my Discord just like froze for like 30 seconds. Sorry about that.
Of course it did.
So what'd you say? What'd you just say? Like you started pouring and just say when?
Yeah, and I said, say when. He's just got froze, and I was like, ah.
Of course, that's when I would be gone all of a sudden. Okay. But you know, you'll just get like a normal glass size and just be like, that's good. You alright?
Yes, I'm fine and cool as ever. After all, I'm in a pretty cool place with a cool form of transportation. Yes.
Do I even need a roll insight? Like,
Of course.
you gonna
No,
make
no, not at all. It's like Cyrus is good at lying, but like he's doing poorly right now.
You know, Cyrus, it amazes me how you were both the greatest liar I've ever met and the worst one.
Yes.
Right now, you're in the latter.
Yeah, that I figured that one.
You want to talk about it?
Well, I mean, you've already said it yourself. I mean, you know, it's my own mother, and she might not even know me. Like she'll know me, but not what I am now. You know, I would have been, well, human before, and now I'm, well, as handsome as I am, I'm this. So it's a bit weird. Because, I mean, you know, I could say, oh, it's me, Zamir. And it's like, no, you're an imposter. You're trying to get my money. You know I've got money, and you want my fame and fortune. And it's like, no, you know what I mean.
It's certainly a complicated situation, and I know that is a massive understatement of disrespect. I've been thinking about you a bit these past few days. I was curious. Let's say that everything we planned just went perfectly. What do you want out of all this, Cyrus?
I don't know.
And he's not being like quite as like the bravado's not really there as much when he says that. He really legit does not know what he wants.
Let's go a little smaller. What would you like to have happen with Emerald, ideally?
Well, what do you mean? I mean, he's made some mistakes, but at the end of the day, he's my father, and I intend to help him just like he intends to help us. Right?
If that's what you want, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as it's what you really want.
It is. I mean, granted he's done some shitty things, and you know, it's taking me a while to kind of accept that, you know, well, I'd say at this point, at least 3/4 of my life are a lie, you know? Maybe longer, but it's not exactly a quick process, but I don't want to just shut that door, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course. That makes entire sense. Yeah. I don't know. All this information we found lately, Emerald, Dark One, I'm worried about you. And I don't mean to say that like I'm questioning your ability or your resolve. I just know that there's a lot going on with you, and it's interesting. Out of everyone here, I think you might understand me better than everyone else does. You were the one that pointed out that you could tell that I was just not happy. Cyrus, I think you're a happy person, but I'm not really convinced you're happy.
I mean, what's happy? I wouldn't say I've had a normal upbringing.
I don't think anyone in this group can say they've had a normal upbringing. Not to belittle what you went through, but I guess I was curious. That's why I wanted to know what you wanted.
I'm still figuring that one out. At the moment, I kind of, and he like sloshes his wine around. I take it day by day. I don't think it would surprise you to learn I'm a pretty impulsive person. I don't really like to plan things too far ahead. Because, oops, I sneeze and I'm suddenly an old man. Who knows?
Yeah. I hear you.
But, yes, I see you, and, you don't need to pretend anymore. And I know you haven't been, but you can trust me.
Is there anything you want to know?
Many things, but I'm afraid of the answers usually, so perhaps not tonight.
Fair enough. Well, I had one more question I was hoping you could help.
Go on.
As I said, I've been thinking about you a bit these past few days, and I was in All's Crossing, and I was remembering the journey that we all went on together, where we looked into each other's memories and saw our pasts. When I first saw yours, obviously I was focusing on the relationship with your father. And I'm probably going to sound nuts when I say this, but I think there's been too much going on for me to ignore it once I started thinking about it. When you were pushed away, your father disowned, kicked out, whatever term you want to use, you went to that tavern, and someone just offered you a boat ride to Efera.
Yes?
I mean, doesn't that seem strange that you were sent to places where everything's been going on, where I mean, with everything that's been going on, is that really just coincidence?
Ooh, Discord went weird. There's been a crossed wire. Cyrus has taken 2 boats. When he left Sloshtat, he took a boat to like Dragon's Bay. That was just like a whatever ride out of town. The boat he took to Efera was the first boat he just legged it on after leaving Dragon's Bay.
Okay, that's my mistake then. I was misremembering then.
Nah, you cool.
Alright, cool. Well, still, seems crazy that you ended up on a continent where so much of this has been going on.
I mean, crazy how, like, there's suddenly a deck of cards that no one knows what it was, but it immediately called to me.
Yeah.
That crazy?
Yeah, that kind of crazy.
Yes. While I'm not the smartest, I'm certainly not stupid. Again, like I said, lots of questions I don't necessarily know if I want the answer to.
Hmm.
But I'm sure eventually I'll have to find out.
Well, when you do, just know you don't have to face it alone, whatever it is.
But thank you.
Sorry, I've been putting this off, but there is one last thing to talk to you about.
Okay.
I know you were hurting, but I think you made a mistake not talking to Maya before you left Falls Crossing.
I'm not a good teacher, and Honest, I'm not a good person.
Evidence strongly points to the contrary in the time I've met you. I don't think a bad person would risk their own life in some sort of dark chaos duel that end up saving hundreds, if not thousands, of lives of civilians.
Yes, I was hurting, but I'm worried that any, let's say, bad habits will transfer, and, Emerald's told me about this other girl and Salamander, and again, I'm not, again, the best role model for anyone, really, but especially children.
Maybe not, but as far as my understanding of the situation goes, I think you're all Maya has. And I think you, of all people, knows how much it hurts to
Oh,
be
don't play that fucking card. I get your point. And after all, she does have my ring, and while that man was a vile man, I wouldn't mind inheriting some of that kingdom.
That's the spirit.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to get belligerently drunk and make some inappropriate comments.
Shall I leave you be then?
I mean, you can get drunk too, I don't mind, but I'm sure I'll be drinking. Jinx can have whatever's left, and I'll be out in the town. I'll make it back, I'm sure, before it is too dark.
How dark is it now?
I mean, Cyrus has got dark vision.
I wasn't even thinking about it like
just
that.
FYI.
No, good. So it just never gets that dark for him.
No, that in the Rainier Wolf Castle, that's the joke.
Oh, Rainier. Well, just be safe.
Oh, you know me. When am I ever not? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you got me. Anyways, enjoy your night, Cyrus. And Varnas get up and start leaving.
Ta-ta! No, no. Thank you, Varnas.
He just kind of gives a thumbs up, nods, and heads out through the door.
All right. So with that, Varnast, you head up and out, and then Cyrus, you are left there by yourself to drink. Still a half cask of wine. Is he just going through the whole thing?
Yeah, he's just gonna get like absolutely like ruined on wine, and then just go out and have a wild night, I guess.
Okay. All right. So yeah, definitely possible. So really, whatever wild thing he wants to achieve, he can do it on this evening, and he does not remember any of it. Eventually, when he wakes up in the morning, I will say, Cyrus, roll a d100 for me.
Okay.
What are the fucking...
Okay.
Oh man.
I don't know if that's really good or really bad.
Well, that's
The answer to that is
Campaign.
yes.
It's one of the two.
That's all, folks.
Cyrus, you do wake up in the morning. Eventually, you are stirred. Oh shit! Oops, went a day in advance too far. You are stirred, bright and early in the morning here. Right before the sunrise. So let me go ahead and there you go. Right before the sunrise, like 5-6 a.m. You are stirred, and as they sort of knock on the door to wake you up, Cyrus, you do sort of jump awake, and you have this immediate pain right on your under the underside of your forearm.
No.
Oh.
And you can see that you've been branded. That's thing one. There's more.
Wait, what?
Wait, it's an actual brand?
It's a real brand, and
Oh my
it
God.
is what looks to be a 6-pointed star.
Bro, what? You done fucked up, boy?
Okay.
You
Was he also circumcised? Like, what the hell?
you also, in your other hand, have a large bag. And in that bag, there are two things. There are 50 platinum pieces. And a collection of... It's odd. It looks like you have about 7 of them in here. And they are small, very, very small vials that are full of a bright yellow-orange liquid. And it's kind of incandescent, too, so it has a little bit of a glow to it there.
Okay.
Wow.
And
What did I do?
that's a great question.
I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah, the real question is, Do you ask somebody what the brand means, or do you hide it?
Aren't you spotting your short-sleeved outfit right now?
Better get some long gloves, buddy boy.
Show off those muscles.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, welcome to Cyrus's gun show.
Oh man. Whew.
All right. So, all of you wake up, you get dressed in whatever you need to. And you know what? I'd say on the other side of the forearm, with your passive perception, Varnest, you wouldn't notice it.
I would not.
Yeah, because it's on the underside of his forearm. How often
Yeah,
do you
it's
look at the underside of somebody's forearm?
Yeah, and just why would I?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you assumed Cyrus would take your words seriously and he wouldn't go too hard.
No, I didn't assume that for a second.
Well, good.
I know Cyrus too well by this point. It's been months. I knew there was some tomfoolery going on.
Always.
Always. So, you then, if there's no objections, you begin to head towards the Penelope's villa. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
My robes we found.
Yeah. Morgonix was dressing Alec in Discord while this was happening.
That's good. That is good. Good to know. Let me do this little
Found something she can fight in.
Hell yeah. Just in case that needs to happen.
But yeah, you never know.
Hopefully
Absolutely.
not. All right. Let me just check this out real quick. Beautiful. Okay. Alrighty. So you exit out of the villa, and Jinx is also not going to come with you, just because well, in case anybody who works there had seen her before, she doesn't want to get discovered that she was eavesdropping.
Checks out.
Yeah, she ain't been dropping no eaves, so she is going to stay behind.
Just heard something about a Dark Lord and a magic ring that might end all life.
But
Been dropping no eaves, sir. Honest.
I love that
Sorry.
scene. Anyways.
That's okay. That is okay. So, with that, all of you begin to make your way there. And as you are walking along, it doesn't take long to get there. It's only maybe 10-15 minute walk. You get there right at sunrise. Sven is leading the way, as he was the one who established the meeting. Gets to the gate. The guards recognize him. The gates open, and there's an attendant there. And the attendant is a very, very well-dressed, brightly colored Thoralian man. You can tell from his more olive-colored skin and his more naturally curly hair, as he smiles and says, all of you are here to see Miss Casario, correct?
Wait, where's
glanced-
Cyrus in all this?
Yes,
yeah, I
that
was about
is
to say, is Cyrus there or not?
Cyrus is there, but he's not with you. He would have found like a little, I don't know, nice, cute little street cafe across the road or something, and just sit and watch.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, you all make your way into the villa following the attendant. Cyrus, you stay behind. Luckily, there is that little, like, very adorable cafe there. And all of you are brought in through a villa very similar in style to the Zhaofeng villa. But as you head further in, you can hear the sound of music that is not natural to any of your ears. It is more twangy and more aggressive. I would say maybe Varnast, because you are more well-traveled, you would recognize it as the music of Thrall. That very Greek-sounding music. So you make your way in, and you can see what looks to be, for a moment, you almost assume that it is real. Why wouldn't you? It is magnificent and opulent. It is a balcony almost that looks that you can see like mountains and jungles off in the distance, which doesn't make any sense until you get closer. You can see that it is just a massive illusion in front of these windows, almost a stained glass mural, but enchanted with magic to look real. You can see the sparkling of light in front of it, that magical effect. And there, you can see that there are several armed guards in here, wearing very brilliantly colored armor, large plumes coming off the top of their helms, and what looks to be their swords tucked into scabbards that are also brightly colored with fur pelts and feathers. And then you see the only person in this room who could possibly be Penelope Casarillo. A woman who has long black raven hair. You can see her clothing is this ombre-ed light white to deep blue with fringing and sashes of gold and purple and orange and yellow. You can see these tattoos or markings on her shoulders and legs in this bright, brilliant white contrasting against her deep olive skin. And as she turns around, you know that only you've seen that smile before. That cocky grin. You can see that she does have some laugh lines and wrinkles on her forehead, and some of her black hair, especially at the part to her side, is beginning to be fringed with white and gray. She has these beautiful, brilliant autumn eyes and that smile. As you now have met Penelope Casarillo. And as she smiles at you, that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session. Woo! There we go.
Yay.
Penelope Casarillo.
Cute.
You would not believe how hard it was to try and find art of somebody who looks like they could have been from like the Mediterranean, but also were old, but also were pretty. It was
It also kind of matches Cyrus a little bit,
Yeah,
too,
it
you know
was-
what I mean?
It was up to the wire, man. I was like on Pinterest at school today, just like, where the fuck does this lady exist? I had 2 weeks.
Because it's such a specific thing.
I know. Like, I thought that this art right here of the lady would be good enough, and I'll send it in Discord, because like it's just not close enough. Like the other lady, she had like green eyes, and like it was like
Nah, the one you've got's really good.
but she was like
She's
way too
really
young.
great.
Yeah, like her face was just too young. In the other one, yeah, I just sent it in the memes and art. Just too young.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's just a baby.
I
Yeah,
liked her outfit, though.
Yeah, I like the outfit, but the other one's face was better, so yeah, we went with that one.
That's very similar to what Morganax did.
Yeah,
Rather.
we're gonna vibe.
There
Mom's
you go.
gonna love me. I'm gonna be Mom's favorite.
Do it. Be Mom's favorite. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. A great stream tonight. A wonderfully fun session, which was a great twist for Efera. I love it when you guys can have
Yeah.
these fun sessions.
Absolutely.
And Cyrus can do his thing.
Fuck knows whatever that is.
Oh my god.
Oh,
How do you roll a one on a
Fucking one.
I know.
Yeah.
You know,
500 platinum. What? Or like, what the fuck?
We're gonna have to ask Sven about that brand.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because like if you would have rolled like anything in between, you know, okay, you might have woken up with a strange gemstone archipelago animal. You know, you might have found a new Henrietta. But no, yo bitch ass had to roll a 1, huh? You had to do the extreme on a D100. So,
You
I
promised yourself the dark one off screen. Awesome.
oh yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this session. I know I did. Be sure to
Yes.
tune in tomorrow for the Isles of Iverion. Finally, they're actually going to be in Dragon's Bay and hopefully leaving Dragon's Bay to head off into Issa Nalor. Or tune in next Tuesday for the Salamander Coast as they realize that they've been to the future and then back, and Bianca is going through a rough time. Or tune in next Friday for another episode of the Explorers of Efera and see what happens when they meet and finally interact with Penelope Casarillo. So, thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I hope that you have a great rest of your evening. Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.